I think maybe you can consider 4 games a definitive Spider-Man experience as of 2019. We have Spider-Man 2000, Spider-Man 2, Ultimate Spider-Man, and Marvel Spider-Man. But let's back up a bit between gold and innovation, and that's Spider-Man the movie game.
Continue the adventure with Spider-Man the game. Battle more vicious villains, master more spider skills, and combat evil high above the city streets. Spider-Man the game, rated everyone.
Developed by Treyarch, the same guys who worked on the Dreamcast port of Spider-Man 2000, Spider-Man the movie game plays exactly like that game before it, downright having the same animations. And since the game came out a month before the actual movie came out, instead of being an adaptation of the film, it was more like an alternate version of it, or more like a theming for the game. Which is pretty weird considering the game is released below the movie, but it does allow you to play certain scenes albeit heavily altered from the film. My main issues with the game are the gameplay and level design. The gameplay is really stiff. While you can't collect gold spiders to get new moves which can allow more mobility, the game wasn't built to be a brawler, so when the game decides to throw 5 more enemies at you, it provides a lot of cheap deaths because once again Spider-Man plays really stiff. There are moves to kinda counteract it, but it doesn't really provide a better way to combat these situations. The level design doesn't really leave much to be desired. Now there are good levels in this game, my favorite being the Grand Central Station level, but the other levels on the other hand provide claustrophobic areas with again limited mobility. The best example of that are the final 3 levels before the final boss. The game breaks down areas into 3 or so levels which range to 5 to 10 minutes per level depending on difficulty levels. These 3 take place in Oscorp, an attempt to implement stealth in the most asinine way. Essentially, let's throw you to a small environment, create enemies stronger than you, let's copy and paste them, and then prevent you from preventing the whole situation in the first place. Now imagine that for 3 whole levels. I died so many times with the bullshit level design to the point I had to use a cheat and skip the last 2 levels. Other than that atrocity, it's a pretty normal Spider-Man game. You'll take on familiar enemies, in this case Shocker, Vulture, you'll meet Scorpion for a bit, Kraven, which only appears in the Xbox version for some weird reason, and the main villain, the Green Goblin. The boss fights are extremely easy, which weirds me out because the actual levels provide a much more challenge than the actual bosses, which honestly is really stupid. Another huge issue is the camera, which fights you the whole time, going places you don't want to, causing a lot of disorientation, and a reason for cheap kills. The worst part of this game, in all honesty, is that the game has no checkpoints. Yup, no matter how far you got into the level, one death will send you all the way back to the beginning. You can say it's because each level is relatively short, but when the game's issues provide cheap deaths, then at least have something other than sometimes having health items or even some extra web fluid around. The game earned mixed results. I personally give the game a 5 out of 10. While there was a hint of amazing, a lot of the gameplay and level design shortcomings make the game unplayable in a modern setting. Now to the funny.
Too late to learn new things, is it?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to see more content. I'd like to thank Leo for being a $5 patron. If you'd like to support the channel for $1 a month, my Patreon will be linked here in the description below. Any amount will be greatly appreciated, and if you decide to support the channel, your name will be featured right here. Love you guys, and shamalamoomoo.